Hey folks, Steve here again. How y'all doing? It's been a long time. Well, I've been a lot of places since we last talked. You might see behind me there's a guy on an electric hydrofoil going around Lake Natoma here. I need to talk into the microphone. And I'll show you some up-close footage that I took with my cell phone just a little bit ago. He's been going out here for about 10 minutes. So I think he must have got himself a new Christmas present. So anyway, I just want to get on here and let you know what's been going on and what's going to happen in the near future on this channel and things like that. I'm sorry, there were some people walking by and I get a little self-conscious sometimes when people are walking by and don't want them to hear our private conversations. So, oh well. That happens a lot at this park. Not as much this time of year though, because there's not that many people here this time of year because it's colder. But there are some people that actually swim here all year round with their wetsuits on. So anyway, so yeah, a few weeks ago, my girlfriend and I went to the Philippines. There were some family events going on, reunions, class reunion, and I met a lot of her family. She's got a huge family. That was really nice. A lot of karaoke stuff going on. A lot of buffets. A lot of nice fresh food. Like, for example, fresh pineapple, fresh bananas, fresh mangoes, fresh durian fruit. If you haven't ever heard of durian fruit, just look it up. Look up Davao City. It's like the fruit of the city. They have some giant ones there in the park, replica statue ones, so you can see what they look like. There are a lot of spikes on the outside, but the first time I had it, it was frozen and it was just okay. The next time I had it, it was fresh. Yeah, I didn't like that as much. So if I never have durian again, I'll live just fine. I will probably try it again at some point in the future, but I'd rather have some kind of baked good that's made from durian. Even more than that, I'd rather have ube. Ube is a purple sweet potato that they grow in the Philippines, and that I really like. Ube ice cream, ube baked goods, ube cookies, ube just about anything is good. But durian, I can take it or leave it. Most of the time I'll leave it if I have a choice. So I'm not sure if they're going to be doing some, it looks like they are going to be doing some rowing out here tonight. So might hear some of that in the background. But yeah, so anyway, about the Philippines, I had an inkling, I had more than an inkling of what it was going to be like before we went over there, because my girlfriend lived over there most of her life, but she has lived here in California for over 20 years, so there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you ever go to the Philippines, and you're from America or Canada or Europe, I would say, take your own toilet paper, and I'm serious about that. We took 3 rolls of our own toilet paper, and I wish I would have taken more, because the toilet paper you can buy over there is like less than half a roll compared to here, and it's not the quality of the toilet paper here either. So yeah, anyway, there are very few places, including homes over there, that have toilet paper in them, so you have to bring your own. Now, if you've never heard of this before, you might be saying, well, what do they do? Well, there's such a thing as, I think it's called Tabo. I think it's Tabo, and what they do is they have anywhere from a 5-gallon to, I've seen some places they had like 15, 20-gallon water buckets in the bathroom, in the family bathroom. And what you do is and there's like a plastic pail with a handle on it inside there floating. And what you do is you take a pail of water and you pour it over your backside and use your hands and wash yourself. And then you use a fresh pail of water and wash your hands after you're done washing yourself. And hopefully you're all clean. A lot of places, public places, there was one mall we went to where you could purchase a small, very small packet of tissues. I don't know how much it was. I didn't really look because I always had my own, and I never went unless I was at home or at the hotel. At the hotel that we stayed at, they supplied that. They also had a hose next to the toilet where you could do like your own personal bidet and clean yourself and then use the toilet paper to dry yourself. Well, a lot of places, since there's no toilet paper at all, if you don't bring your own, yeah, you can use the hose if there's one of those, or the pail of water and dump it on your butt. But there's nothing to dry off with. So a lot of people don't dry off, and yeah, you can guess what happens after that. It doesn't smell very good after a while. So yeah, I'm not gonna dwell on this too much, I hope, but just want to let you know, if you go to the Philippines, bring your own good quality toilet paper, and plenty of it, depending on how long you're going to stay there. Just pretend you're bringing, just pretend you're going to use as much as you would normally use at home during the same amount of time. Maybe bring a roll along to use as Kleenex if you don't bring your own Kleenex. That's what we did. And yeah, just, so one thing I do want to mention, in the Davao City Airport, I normally, if it's, the bathroom isn't that busy and the handicap stall is available, I'll use it as quick as I can, because I'm a large person and a lot of times I don't fit very well in the regular stalls. And when I have a backpack and a carry-on with me, I want to have as much room as I can. So I went in the handicap stall in the Davao City Airport restroom, one of them, and the bathroom, the toilet, the flush part was gone, the seat was gone, and all that was left was the bottom part. And it was basically a hole in the floor. It was more than a hole in the floor, but not much more. And yeah, that kind of surprised me that in an airport, international airport, they would have that. But so if anybody's listening that is on the maintenance crew at the Davao City Airport, I wish you would fix your toilets, especially the handicapped ones. Keep them like brand new and keep them supplied with toilet paper at a bare minimum. So yeah, anyway, so beyond the bathrooms, it was hot and humid. It was November, so it wasn't as bad as it would be in like June, July, or August, or even September, but it was still plenty hot and humid. Luckily, in all the bedrooms I stayed in, there was air conditioning, window air conditioning, but better than nothing, I'll tell you that. Oh, whatever. So yeah, the fresh fruit, it was really, really nice. That I enjoyed. There was, I think, I don't remember if it was called Lanzones and mangosteens. Mangosteens were not in season, but we didn't end up finding a place that had some left yet. I'm guessing they were local, but I'm not sure. But yeah, there was a lot of fresh fruit. We had a lot of seafood, a lot of, I don't know if it was clams or mussels, and fresh tuna with cucumber salad, fresh shrimp, What else? Crabs. I didn't get into the crabs, but they had a lot of crabs at the family reunion, one of them. And at the Vikings buffet, we went to a Vikings buffet. If you ever heard of that or been to there, that's a really nice seafood buffet. And not too expensive, I wouldn't say. What else? We stayed at the Appleview Hotel 2 different times when we first got there and right before we left. And both times it was really nice. Breakfast buffet, lunch buffet, dinner buffet, a lot of buffets. So, yeah, a lot of food. But, believe it or not, after 2 weeks over there, I lost 9 pounds. And I think a lot of it was because over here they label things organic, whether it's beef or fruits or vegetables or whatever. They label them organic. Well, over there, I think a lot of it is just naturally organic because they don't have a lot of. Well, I can't take that back. I can't say they're doing a lot of pesticides over there because we were out in the middle of nowhere in a little village, and there was a big drone that was spraying the rice fields. So they may be a third world country, but they have drones there that either fertilize or put pesticides or something on some of their rice. Some of the rice fields are still cultivated with water buffalo, and we saw that not too far from the family farm. There was a family that was actually cultivating with the water buffalo, and they also had some some gas-driven cultivators that they worked on the rice fields with. So yeah, it's kind of a mix over there of poverty but then you'll have another rice field right next door where the guy's flying a drone to put something on the field. So I'll show you some footage when I put together some videos. Pedicabs is a huge deal over there, especially in the small villages and the outlying areas of Davao City. Well, the main areas of Davao City too, and Manila. Pedicabs are a motorcycle with a covered sidecar attached to it, basically. And we were in one area where it was heavily raining at one point for maybe 10 minutes, and they had a flap that came over the motorcyclist's head, I think, and then he did that, and then when it stopped raining, he just flipped back over again. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, there's a mix of pedicabs, motorcycles, and a lot of the motorcycles or scooters over there have little narrow tires, which I'm sure helps a lot on the gas mileage. They use kilometers over there, so whatever you want to call it. But yeah, they had animals like a goat and some chickens or whatever on the sides of a motorcycle. They had like a basket on each side. Got somebody competing with me. They had like a basket on each side of the back of the motorcycle, and they tied up the legs of a goat, I think it was a goat, and just put it in the basket, and it couldn't go anywhere, so it just stayed there. And the same thing with some chickens. They just probably tied the legs and the wings and put them in the basket, and it just stayed there, and they're taking them in the market or wherever. And tons and tons of vegetables and fruit on the motorcycles. I'll see if I can capture some of that video and put it on here for you so you can see it. But yeah, just a huge mix of traffic. I mean, they had full-size American type semis on the road right next to some pedicabs and taxis. I forget what they call the taxis, but they're like jeepneys. That's what they're called, jeepneys. It's got a Mercedes emblem on the front, but it looks like a really old Jeep, but it's like a station wagon or SUV at the same time. It's kind of weird. I'll show you some pictures of that too. So, but yeah, it was an interesting time over there. The road, unless it's a actual traffic light where they are stopping and going on a green light, there was a lot of times where they just kind of intermingled between all the different traffic from the different directions, and nobody really stopped. They just weeded their way through each other, and motorcycles, scooters, people walking on the crosswalk, just about getting hit by buses and motorcycles. And we did see one accident in the small town that she lives in, and it was I think it was between two motorcyclists. One motorcyclist got hurt. We got there like within probably less than a minute after it happened, and they were picking this guy up off the road. He was alive and moving, but you could tell he was kind of sore. But yeah, I mean, it's a mix of things on the road over there. Anything from a huge semi, really long, to a little bicycle scooter kind of thing. And yeah, it's just but what they say is Filipino people are very friendly and happy and blah blah blah. So most of the time you just kind of, finagle, that's a good word for it, finagle your way through the intersection and try to stay within a few inches of the guy ahead of you or the lady ahead of you, and get through right at the same time they do, and then not have to let anybody else in front of you. So a lot of bumper to bumper traffic, a lot of what do I want to say, using the horns. So if you come up behind a little jeepney or a pedicab and you want to let them know you're there, and maybe kind of convince them to get to the right lane or the bike lane, you kind of tap a couple times on your horn. I didn't drive, so I didn't have to do that, but I don't want to drive over there. Nope. No, thank you. But yeah, I mean, what else? There's a lot of malls over there, big malls, like 3-story malls with the annex that has a ton of wireless, cell phone sales people on it, and a lot of interesting restaurants. There was a lot of mom and pop restaurants where you could get all you can eat. What was it, like all you can eat all you can for 399 pesos, which it was fluctuating between 58 and 59 pesos when we were there. So you can see how much it's pretty cheap. And then for I think it was 299 or 399 more pesos, you can get unlimited crabs. They're not crabs like what we think over here. They're the small crabs, but it's crab meat. So what else do I want to say on this initial video about the Philippines? Everything is really green over there. We landed initially in Manila, and then we had a layover, and then we flew to Davao City. And flying over the Philippines islands, there's white puffy clouds, and you could see everything was green everywhere. It is a tropical area, so what do you expect? But yeah, a lot of it is pretty rough, untamed kind of land. We went to a vista overlook that we had to drive on a road that definitely needed 4-wheel drive. It was very steep, very rocky, more of a trail than a road, and we had to go through a small river or large stream part of the way. And we got there, and you could put in like 5 pesos and for an hour get Wi-Fi. That was all over the place in any small village just about, and all, around Davao City and the little neighborhoods. Tons and tons of people have I don't know if they have a satellite dish for the internet or what, but there's a little metal box there in a metal cage, and you can put in 5 pesos for an hour, 10 pesos for 3 hours, or 15 pesos for 3 hours, whatever it was, and you get Wi-Fi. Now, it's not the fastest. I think I connected my cell phone to one of them, the one up there at the Vista Point, and it was like 1 megabit, so it's, you know, it's okay. It worked. I wouldn't bank on doing much work on that, but what else? Yeah, a lot of rice fields, a lot of fresh fruit groves, coconut groves, and mango trees. And yeah, if you want fresh fruit, that's a good place to go. We did go to Samo Island, but we want to go back there again and go to a resort next time. This time we went to a family house, which was very nice of them to let us stay there for a night. But next time we want to go to a beach resort so we can see more of the island. And yeah, I don't know. I have to do some thinking and jot some notes down about what I want to talk about next. But this is kind of overall about what's been going on. And I will be back later. Hope you had a blessed time while I was gone. Happy belated Thanksgiving. Get ready for Christmas shopping if you haven't already. And Christmas is going to be here before you know it. And yeah, we will see you later. And just like I had in my previous videos, endeavor to be a positive ingredient in someone's life today, maybe even yours. And have a great weekend. Bye.